Warriors, NRL Fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel. And before getting into my NRL Round 25 tips, if you haven't already done so and you are watching these videos, make sure you do click that subscribe button down below. I highly recommend it, and it does help the channel a lot, and I really appreciate it also. And yeah, it's absolutely free, doesn't cost a thing at all, and it shows your support for the content and videos that I do, and it helps with the growth of the channel. And also don't forget as well to like the video and click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I do a new video or when I go live on the channel. But let's get into my round 25 tips. On to the first game of the round. It's on Thursday the 1st of September. It says the Parramatta Eels taking on the Melbourne Storm at CommBank Stadium in Western Sydney. And this game kicks off at 7:50pm Australia time, 9:50pm New Zealand time. The Parramatta Eels go into this game sitting in 5th spot on the ladder as the Melbourne Storm sit in 4th. And the winner of this game goes into the top 4 and gets that second chance for the final series. So it's so important for both these teams going into, their aspirations of going further into the season. So yeah, look, the betting prices do have the Parramatta Eels at $2.10 outsiders in this game, and the Melbourne Storm are favourites at $1.74. Now, looking into last week's results, Parramatta Eels, they're coming off that victory over the Brisbane Broncos down there in Brisbane, and it was a 53 points to 6 result, which, look, I did tip the Parramatta Eels, but I am a little bit surprised by that scoreline, really. I was a bit surprised. As for the Melbourne Storm, they had one of the best games of the round. They featured in it, and it was against the Roosters, but they went down 18 points to 14 down there in Melbourne. So yeah, look, this is a hard game to tip. It's the first. These two teams probably will meet somewhere in the finals, or they'll be there in the final series, but. And saying that, who do I tip here? Well, it's tough. It's tough. I really do want to tip the Parramatta Eels at home because they're in that position where they can make the top 4. But even if they lose this, they can still finish 5th or 6th. So, in saying that, who do I go with? Ooh. Boy, this is difficult. You know what? Stuff it. I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels to win. I'm going to go with the Eels. I will go with the Parramatta Eels to win here by just 6 points. 6 points. And the last time these two teams played, actually, the Parramatta Eels got up over the Storm, and that was down there in Melbourne. So I know Melbourne will definitely want to, get a bit of revenge after that loss early in the season, but yeah, I think Parramatta can do it, actually. I think they can do it again. I think they can beat the Storm side again. And it's in Sydney, and it's a tough trip for Melbourne to go to and get a result. So, yeah, I think the Eels can do it here. So, I'll go with Eels by 6 points. Now, in terms of an anytime try scorer, I am going to go with Marcus Sevo to score, and I'll go with Dylan Brown to score as well. And for the Storm, I'll go with Justin Olam, and I will go with David Nofoaluma to score. So, yeah, that's my predictions for that game. But on to the Friday games now, and there's 2 games on the Friday. This game sees the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs taking on the Manly Warringah Seagulls, and it's at Accor Stadium in Sydney. 6 p.m. kickoff in Australia, so that'll be like 8 p.m. in New Zealand. The betting prices do have the Bulldogs here $1.50. As for the Sea Eagles, they are paying $2.60. And yeah, look, in terms of this game, look, both of these teams aren't really, they aren't really playing for anything. They're just playing for pride. They want to end the season off on a high. So yeah, look, if you look at the Seagulls last couple of weeks, boy, it's just been very ordinary, hasn't it? There's been a lot of things happen on off the field, and on the field the results aren't happening as well. And it looks like the Seagulls are just wanting their season to end and, go on holidays, because that's what they look like, the way they've been playing. But the Bulldogs, they have been improved, since the start of the season, but they've also looked like the Dogs of old when they've conceded a lot of points early in the year. So I'll go with the Bulldogs here. Not entirely confident with this game at all. I'll go Bulldogs by 10. Anytime try scorers, I'll go Jake Averillo to score. I'll go Jacob Carraz to score. And I'll go with Josh Adokar as well to get a double in this game. On to the final game to wrap up Friday. It sees two of the massive arch rivals in rugby league. One of the biggest rivalries of all time. It sees the Sydney Roosters taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And this game is at Allianz Stadium. Why did I say cool? I don't know why. But Allianz Stadium in Sydney, the redeveloped Allianz Stadium. And it's at 7:55 p.m. Australia time, 9:55 p.m. New Zealand time. The betting prices cannot split them at Sportsbet, both paying $1.90. And the Roosters come into this game, they're sitting in 6th spot on the ladder. South Sydney Rabbitohs in 7th. So a win here for the Rabbitohs could see them jump ahead of their rivals in the Roosters, and a win for the Roosters here could see them finish in front of the Rabbitohs this season. So, boy, yes, both of these teams are already cemented in the finals, but there is still a lot to play for. There's bragging rights on the line. Both of these teams hate each other massively. There's a big hate between these sides, between the fan bases, between the teams, the players. And who do I tip here? Jeez. Again, this is probably the second hardest game to tip of the round. Now, if you're looking at form, you probably say the Roosters have got to win this game. If you look at the way they've been playing, the Roosters have been playing a lot better. Although the Rabbitohs have been good as well in themselves, they did go down. They didn't go down. They did beat the Cowboys, but did they look that convincing? I don't think they did. So, this is tough, isn't it? It's a tough game. I really want to tip the Rabbitohs here. I really do. But head's saying the Roosters will get the results. So, yeah, I'll go with the Roosters here to win. Look, I would not be surprised if the Rabbitohs won, because the Rabbitohs do have the wood over the Roosters in terms of the last meetings they've taken on them. There's one meeting where it's been close, and you've had one meeting last year, I believe, was an absolute telling that Rabbitohs put on the Roosters. I think they put on 50 points or something like that from my memory. But I'll go with the Roosters here to win, but it could go either way. The Rabbitohs could win as well. So I'll go Roosters. I'll go Roosters by 4. Anytime try scores. I'm going to go with Joseph Sawali. And I'll go with Joseph Manu. For the Rabbitohs, I'm going to go with Alex Johnston to cross over. But on to the Saturday fixtures now. Saturday games. There's 3 games on the Saturday. Now, this game is on at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. Sees the New Zealand Warriors taking on the Gold Coast Titans. Now, I do a separate preview video for Warriors games, so if you want to check this preview and my thoughts and predictions and my rundown of the game, make sure you check that out on the channel. I will have that video up tomorrow, so you'll be seeing my thoughts on that game. But on to the second game on Super Saturday now. It sees the St George Illawarra Dragons taking on the Brisbane Broncos, and this game is at Netstrata Jubilee Stadium, and it's a 5:30 p.m. kickoff in Australia. That'll be 7:30 in New Zealand. The Dragons are paying $2.35 at Sportsbet. The Brisbane Broncos are paying $1.60, which I am totally surprised that they are the favourites going into this game. Now, if you're looking at last week's results, the Dragons, they got the win over the West Tigers, 24 points to 22. They did come from behind in that game. As for the Broncos, boy, haven't they fallen off the cliff yet. Really, at the start of the season, we're looking like top 4 contenders, maybe premiership contenders by a lot of people, but now they are sitting in a position where they probably shouldn't be sitting. They really have butchered this top 8 spot opportunity. And look, even though if they win this game, they can still make the top 8, they still would need a result to go their way in the Raiders game over the Tigers. So, look, I am going to tip here. I'm going to tip the Dragons, actually. I am going to tip the Dragons. And the main reason why is I just have not been impressed by the Broncos over the last couple of weeks and how they've conceded so many points. Their defence has been absolutely dismal, and I just don't think they are going to keep their season alive here. So I am going to go Dragons, and you know what? This might be bold, but I'm going to go Dragons 13 plus at home. I think the Dragons with nothing to play for, and they want to finish the season on a high. I think the Dragons can do it, and I reckon they'll put on plenty of points here. The Broncos cannot defend, and I don't think they will win this game. So Dragons 13 plus for me. Anytime try scorers. I'm going to go Ben Hunt to score a double against the Bronx, and I'm going to go with Zach Lomax to score a try as well. But on to the last game on Saturday, and it sees the North Queensland Cowboys taking on the Penrith Panthers at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, and it kicks off at 7:35 p.m. Australia time, 9:35 p.m. New Zealand time. And at Sportsbet, the North Queensland Cowboys are paying $1.20 at Sportsbet. And what about this for the price for the Panthers? $4.50. I've never seen Penrith pay that price before in the betting market. But in saying that now, there is a lot of talk around Penrith, and they are going to be resting 13 players. So it explains the betting price here for Penrith. The Cowboys, they last week were pretty disappointing against the Rabbitohs. Just didn't play particularly well, and they will want to, get a win at home in front of the faithful before they play the finals in week 1 next week. So, look, the Cowboys, if they win this game, could potentially, keep that top 2 chance alive, and all depends on what happens with the other game between the Sharks and the Knights. But I still think the Cowboys may miss that, second spot on the ladder. But in saying that now, who am I tipping? I am going to go with the Cowboys win here. But I'm going to go Cowboys by 12 over Penrith here. Penrith, nothing to play for. They're just prepping for finals, and I don't think they really care too much about this game in particular. So I'll just go Cowboys here by 10, by 12, and an anytime try scorers. I am going to go with, I'll go with Scott Drinkwater. I'll go with Kyle Felt to score, and for the Panthers, I'm going to go with Robert Jennings. I reckon Robert Jennings will get a try. But on to the Sunday games now, the 4th of September, and it sees the Newcastle Knights taking on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. This game has been played at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle, and it's a 2 p.m. kickoff in Australia, so that'll be 4 p.m. in New Zealand. The betting prices do have the Newcastle Knights here at $5.50 at Sportsbet. The Cronulla Sharks are paying $1.15. The Cronulla Sharks, a win here will cement a top 2 spot and a home final in week 1 of the finals. The Newcastle Knights, well, they're not playing for anything. They will just want to finish the season off on a high in front of their home fans. So, in saying it now, I don't give Newcastle any hope of winning this game, sorry. I think the Sharks will put a big score on I'll go Sharks by 20 points. And I'm going to go with the anytime try scorers of Ronaldo Muritalo. And I'm going to go with Jalen Braley, sorry. No, not Jalen Braley. It's Blake Braley, sorry. Blake Braley to score. Now, the last game sees the West Tigers taking on the Canberra Raiders. It's at Leichhardt Oval. It's a 4:05 p.m. kickoff in Australia, so that'll be 6:05 p.m. New Zealand time. The West Tigers are paying $3.75. The Canberra Raiders $1.28. Canberra Raiders, a win here for them will cement 8th spot on the ladder. As for the Tigers, well, they've already got the winner's spoon anyway, so they really can't avoid it. So they're not playing for anything but pride to end the season off on a high note. So I'm just going to go with the Raiders here. Raiders to win by 28 points. Now, anytime try scorers, I will go Jordan Rapana, and I will go with Sebastian Christ, and I'll go with Xavier Savage to score. But guys, that wraps up my NRL Round 25 tips. Let me know who you're tipping for this week's games in the comment section below. And yeah, like I've said, don't forget, if you haven't already and you're watching these videos, make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it really does show your support for the content and videos that I do, and it's absolutely free as well. But guys, also don't forget as well to like the video as well, click the thumbs up on the video, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.